Voice of Vietnam.
This is the Voice of Vietnam, broadcasting from Hanoi, capital of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Hello, welcome to the Voice of Vietnam. I'm Cẩm Thi. On today's show, after the news, current affairs will highlight the importance of Party Resolution 36 on Vietnam's marine development. Then the economy segment will look at Lao Cai province's efforts to become a leading logistic hub in Vietnam. Finally, Discovery Vietnam will feature Song Rong Khmer Bagara in Sóc Trăng province. First, here's the news. In the news headlines, the Prime Minister urges for hastening the implementation of key projects. Activities to help victims of Agent Orange dioxin are underway nationwide, and the U.S. and Canada imposed additional sanctions on Belarus. And now for the news in detail. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính urged speeding up the implementation of key transport projects to create regional connectivity in service of national development, while chairing a working session of the State Steering Committee for such projects held in Hanoi on Thursday. The hybrid meeting was connected to provinces and cities, which the project runs through. The Prime Minister said the national network of expressways should be completed before the end of the 13th Party Central Committee in 2026 to create a new development space and boost transport to improve livelihoods for residents. The Prime Minister asked members of the committee and leaders of ministries, agencies and localities to look into limitations and propose tasks and solutions to accelerate the implementation of the projects, thus ensuring their progress, quality and safety. A challenging external environment and weaker domestic demand is leading to a slowdown in economic growth in Vietnam. But the economy will take a pace over the second half of this year and the following years, according to the World Bank's latest economic update entitled Making Public Investment Work for Growth. The report shows that Vietnam's economic growth slowed from 8% in 2022 to 3.7% in the first half of 2023. It forecasts a moderate growth of 4.7% in 2023, gradually accelerating to 5.5% in 2024 and 6% in 2025. A proactive fiscal policy supporting short-term demand, removing barriers to the implementation of public investment, and addressing infrastructure constraints can help the economy achieve these targets and promote long-term growth. The report also recommends a number of policy options to get Vietnam's economy back on track, including diversifying export products and destinations to build medium-term resilience against adverse events, external shock. At the same time, strengthening fiscal policy can play a stronger role in encouraging green practices and consumption, contributing to building a sustainable environment. Members of the National Wage Council agreed to a proposal increasing the regional minimum wage in 2024 at the Council's first meeting of 2023 on Wednesday. Lê Đình Quang, Deputy Director General of the Policy and Law Department of the Vietnam General Confederation of Labour, and a member of the National Wage Council, said that it's necessary to increase the regional minimum wage 5 to 6% to make up for spiraling prices. We only want to adjust the regional minimum wages in line with the Consumer Prices Index, CPI, so that the real wages of workers will not be reduced. Let's use CPI as an example. Last year's CPI was 3.15%. In the first 6 months of this year, it was 4.74%, and forecast to be 4.5% for the whole year. It will probably be above 3% for next year. Therefore, the increase is to offset the spiraling index to hold the workers' wages steady. A 5 to 6% increase is what the Vietnamese trade unions want. August the 10th is observed as the day for Vietnamese victims of Agent Orange dioxin. Bình Phước Province has launched the Action Month for victims of Agent Orange dioxin to mobilize social resources for taking care of Agent Orange victims. At the launching ceremony, Vice Chairwoman of the Provincial People's Committee Trần Tuyết Minh called on the political system and social community to take practical actions to help victims of Agent Orange dioxin overcome their discontents to have a better life. The Association of Victims of Agent Orange dioxin of Hà Tĩnh Province organized a meeting and presented gifts to AO victims. To mark the occasion, Ho Chi Minh City's Association of Victims of Agent Orange dioxin awarded the insignia for Agent Orange dioxin victims to 74 individuals and presented scholarships to poor children infected with Agent Orange dioxin. The organizing board introduced a walking program for victims of Agent Orange dioxin scheduled for August the 12th at Đầm Sen Cultural Park. An art program strong and rich from the National Sea will be held at Nha Trang Military Port in Khánh Hòa Province on Saturday evening. The program is delicately tailored based on the harmonious blend of political affairs with artistic features, music and staging art. Messages about love of the sea and islands, national pride and determination to defend national sea and islands will be delivered through music and daily life stories. VOV Theatre has over several days prepared for the program. Emeritus artist Doãn Thiện Nguyên, head of the music channel VOV3 said.
Với một cái tinh thần cũng rất là biển đảo.
The program will feature famous songs about Vietnamese sea and islands, which will be performed in a youthful, appealing style. With an orchestra featuring rock symphony, the program aims at young audience.
The Naval Academy and the Navy's units in Nha Trang City and Khánh Hòa Province have coordinated with the Voice of Vietnam and other agencies to finalize the preparation for the program. Rear Admiral Phạm Văn Luyện, Vice Chairman of the Political Affairs of the Navy, said.
All agencies are ready to coordinate with the Voice of Vietnam to rehearse tomorrow night, August 11th. After the rehearsal and with the comments of the steering committee and the organizing committee, the Navy will adjust to make the program a success.
Phạm Mạnh Hùng, VOV Vice President, said.
Làm sao để kể những câu chuyện mà qua đó thể hiện được cái giải pháp.
The program will feature stories which will introduce breakthrough solutions, create emotions, and raise a sense of responsibility for the development of the marine economy and the safeguarding of national sea and islands for today and tomorrow generations.
The first Hanoi Film Festival themed Come to Fall in Love in 2023 will be held from September the 29th to October the 1st. To celebrate Hanoi's most beautiful time of the year, the festival will introduce tourism products and potential typical craft products and souvenirs of the capital city via dedicated areas surrounding Hoàn Kiếm Lake. A series of parades and performances will be organized in various districts and townships. These captivating displays include the lion and dragon dances, the Mid-Autumn Lantern Procession, kite performances, floral art, traditional puppetry show, as well as the introduction of the art of tea processing and the enjoyment of Westlake loaded tea. The highlight of the festival will be the reenactment of traditional and contemporary wedding ceremonies on Dinh Tiên Hoàng Street, showcasing the evolution of Vietnamese wedding customs over time.
Up next on VOV, here's the world news. The United States and Canada issued new sanctions against Belarus on Wednesday, designating several entities and individuals over alleged human rights abuses in support for Russia. The U.S. Treasury Department said it designated 8 individuals and 5 entities to a sanctions list of allegedly funding the Belarusian government. Canada imposed sanctions against 9 individuals and 7 entities, with a list including government officials, judges, the head of Belarusian state television, the country's defense ministry, and military manufacturing and technology firms, the Canadian government said in a separate statement on Wednesday. The individuals and entities targeted in the U.S. sanctions include 3 state-owned enterprises and the director and a subsidiary of one of those enterprises, the Treasury Department said. It added the sanctions also targeted 4 employees of the Belarus government agency, 3 individuals facilitating sanctions evasion in support of Lukashenko's government, and 1 aircraft identified as blocked property. Niger's coup leaders have announced a list of 21 people they say will become ministers in a new government, forcing their agenda before a summit of regional leaders demanding an end to their military takeover. Mohamed Raufai Lawali cited a Secretary General of the government, read out the names on state television overnight on Thursday without specifying any further plans. Since the coup which shook the region, ECOWAS has been calling for Bazoum's reinstatement. It imposed a number of sanctions, including a no-fly zone, and has threatened the possible use of force to restore democracy.
And now to the news headlines once again. The Prime Minister urges for speeding up the implementation of key projects. Activities to help victims of Agent Orange dioxin are underway nationwide, and the US and Canada impose additional sanctions on Belarus, and that has been news on VOV.